So there's a lot of chat at the moment about the Christchurch property market. So what I wanted to do was make a quick video looking back into 2020, forward into 2021, so we can talk about what we might think is going to happen. So before we look forward, I want to rewind back and have a look at our predictions during the lockdown. Now what I want you to remember is at the time, the economists, banks and the journalists were talking about values decreasing by sort of 10-20%. So if New Zealand can get on top of this, I think what we'll see is 2021 starting in a similar way to 2020 with some good growth. Now when it comes to new built properties, I think what we will see here is not much change in value. Now that's because of the fixed costs involved with materials and labour. A margin needs to be paid to a developer or a builder, or else there's no point in doing it. And the only thing left to give is the land value, which isn't the biggest portion of the project. So a fair amount of property bias and optimism from me, but I think Christchurch has some historical and regional factors that place us pretty well to get through this. So we weren't 100% correct, but we were talking growth when others were talking decline. Now we've seen steady growth since post-lockdown, and we will continue to see that through this year. So now for our predictions. So we know that the values are tightly linked into supply. At the moment on our stats, we're seeing probably about 600 properties less on the market than the same time last year. So clearly the demand is outstripping the supply. So as we know, the world and the property market can change really quickly. But from what we can see, we've got low interest rates and high demand, which means it can only be a good time to buy. Now the final thing is at Cowdies, we love looking at the key indicators of the markets and trying to predict what's going to happen. Now all the team love talking property, so feel free to give any of us a call. We'd love to have a chat.